Dr. Elara Vance rubbed her aching eyes, the sterile glow of her computer screen blurring into a haze of numbers and graphs. It was well past midnight, and the Quantum Research Institute's lab was a tomb of silence, save for the soft hum of machinery. She had been poring over data from the latest quantum entanglement experiment, a project she'd spearheaded to push the boundaries of physics, when something caught her attention. A faint rhythmic pulse threaded through the readings, an anomaly that shouldn't have been there. It wasn't noise or interference, it was deliberate, like a heartbeat in the void. Her curiosity ignited, Elara leaned closer, fingers flying across the keyboard. Hours melted away as she teased apart the signal's layers, her exhaustion giving way to exhilaration. The pattern wasn't random, it was a message. Line by line she decoded it, her breath catching as the result materialized. Coordinates, precise to the millimeter, pointing to a corner of her own lab. She swiveled in her chair, eyes darting to the spot. There, amid a clutter of equipment, the air shimmered, a distortion rippling like heat over pavement. A portal. Her pulse quickened. Theoretically, she'd speculated about parallel universes, but this was tangible proof staring her in the face. Fear tugged at her, urging caution, but her thirst for knowledge drowned it out. She stood, took a steadying breath, and stepped through. The world dissolved, and Elara emerged into a universe of breathtaking wonder. Nebulae spiraled around her in vivid hues of violet and gold, their tendrils curling like cosmic storms. Stars pulsed in unfamiliar patterns, casting a soft, otherworldly light. Gravity felt lighter here, as if she could drift upward with a single step. She turned in awe, her scientist's mind cataloguing every detail. "Beautiful, isn't it?" a voice called, smooth and tinged with amusement. Elara spun to find a man leaning casually against a jagged crystalline outcrop. His attire was a patchwork of rugged leather and sleek futuristic plating, marking him as someone who'd seen more than one reality. "First time in the multiverse?" "Who are you?" she asked, steadying her voice despite the adrenaline surging through her. "Jax," he replied with a grin. "Rogue explorer, multiverse traveler, and occasional troublemaker. And your doctor. Elara Vance, I presume. Your name was embedded in that signal. You know about it?" Her eyes narrowed, curiosity piqued. "It's a beacon," Jax said, stepping closer. "Calls out to those clever enough to hear it. Leads to portals like the one you just stumbled through. But here's the catch. There's a group called the Nexus that doesn't like uninvited guests poking around their gateways." Before Elara could press him further, a low hum vibrated through the air. A sleek black ship materialized on the horizon, its angular design screaming menace. "Nexus agents," Jax muttered, his tone shifting to urgency. "Time to go." He grabbed her hand, pulling her toward another portal, a swirling vortex of light nestled between two crystalline spires. They plunged through, emerging into a chaotic steampunk universe. Clockwork contraptions clattered around a bustling marketplace where vendors in top hats haggled with brass-plated robots. The air was thick with the scent of oil and coal smoke. Jax ushered her into a shadowed alcove behind a stall piled high with gears. "Listen up," he said, his voice low. "The multiverse is infinite, an endless web of realities, each one different, all linked by these portals. The Nexus controls most of them, keeping travel on a tight leash. They say it's for stability, but I've seen too much to buy that line." He pulled a small device from his pocket, a Nexus communicator, its screen flickering with cryptic text. "Found this on my last jump. Think you can crack it?" Elara's fingers itched to investigate. Together they pried it open, her scientific precision meshing with Jax's practical know-how. The messages they uncovered chilled her, fragments mentioning Project Convergence and universal synchronization. It hinted at manipulation on a multiversal scale, a conspiracy threading through countless realities. "They're orchestrating something," Elara said, her mind racing. "But why?" "Don't know yet," Jax replied, his jaw tightening. "But we're not sticking around here to find out. Let's move." Their journey took them through a kaleidoscope of universes, each more astonishing than the last. In one, they floated among islands suspended in zero gravity, tethered by glowing vines that pulsed with life. In another, they wandered a city of glass beneath twin suns, the structures humming with harmonic resonance. As they leaped from portal to portal, a bond grew between them. Elara shared her dreams of unraveling the universe's secrets. Jax recounted tales of his travels, near escapes and wonders that fueled his restless spirit. Their banter flowed easily, laced with a spark neither acknowledged aloud. But wonder turned to dread when they stepped into a war-torn universe. The sky was a shroud of smoke, the ground pocked with craters. Ruined buildings loomed like broken teeth, and the air carried the acrid sting of ash. In the distance, Nexus agents in sleek armored suits clashed with ragged militia fighters, their weapons flashing in the gloom. "We need to leave," Jax said, scanning for the nearest portal, but a deafening blast cut him off, knocking them to the ground. Elara scrambled up, heart pounding, only to find a Nexus agent leveling a rifle at her chest. Jax moved like lightning, tackling the agent and wresting the weapon free. A brutal skirmish erupted, Jax trading blows with practiced skill while Elara darted for cover. Her eyes caught on a damaged energy cell lying amid the rubble. She snatched it, her mind whirring as she recalibrated its output. With a flick of her wrist, she overloaded it, unleashing a blinding flash that staggered the agents. In the chaos, she spotted a pedestal at the battlefield's heart. Atop it sat a glowing orb, its blue light pulsing with an almost sentient rhythm. It didn't belong here. She could feel it. "Grab it!" Jax yelled, fending off another attacker. Elara sprinted forward, snatching the orb as an agent lunged for her. Jax intercepted, slamming the assailant down, and together they bolted for a flickering portal nearby. Energy bolts seared the air around them, but they dove through, tumbling into a tranquil forest universe where birdsong replaced the roar of war. Elara clutched the orb, its vibrations tingling against her palms. She caught her breath, looking at Jax. "What is this?" "No idea," he said, studying it with a mix of awe and wariness. "But the Nexus wanted it bad. That makes it our best lead." Their gazes locked, and in the stillness, something unspoken passed between them, a connection forged in danger and discovery. He was a wanderer with a guarded heart. She was a seeker driven by questions. Yet here, amid the chaos of the multiverse, they fit. "We'll figure it out," Elara said, her voice steady with resolve. "Together." Jax's lips curved into a faint smile, his hand brushing hers as he nodded. "Together."